In this episode, we're going to talk about IRA, also known as Individual Retirement Account, Rollover Rules. Did you hit record yet? You haven't, right? You have hit record? Oh my god, really? I think that should be like a, I don't know.
Like beatbox?
You know, House of Cards, where his thing is. Like he does his thing.
Yes.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Arman Vakili, and this is the #EverythingMoney show, where we talk about everything that has to do with money. In today's episode, we're going to talk about IRA Rollover Rules. IRA stands for Individual Retirement Account, and in case you didn't know what it was, in case you don't know what it is, or for whatever reason are ignorant to the topic, individual retirement accounts are retirement accounts that you can purchase and open up for yourself as an individual. If your company doesn't offer you retirement, so on and so forth, you could do these things for yourself, right? The rules are very simple. So let's talk about the rules of what it would be like to actually open one and to have one, which is what? You have your annual contribution limit, right? So anybody can open them. You have your annual contribution limit, which is $5,500 a year. If you're getting closer to retirement, which is past the age of 55, it's $6,500 a year that you can actually put into this account. And it grows tax deferred, and this is a traditional IRA that we're talking about. It grows tax deferred, and you can pretty much put however, not necessarily however much you want, because of the fact that you have your annual limits, but however way you want. So you could do like a lump sum into the account, you could do monthly contributions into the account, pretty much really self-explanatory, really basic stuff. And so typically what happens is that if you sit down with me or if you sit down with one of our advisors, what we're going to do if we know that you have an IRA is we're going to do as whatever we possibly can to roll over your IRA. Now the reason for this is why? Because typically 90-something% of the time, IRAs are invested into the variable market, and the variable market, as you know, is variable and it's really shaky. You can lose money, right? And I've had a lot of people that I've sat down with that have lost tremendous amounts of money because their advisor or the person who opened the IRA for them told them that he was going to be actively managing the IRA. He wasn't actively managing the IRA. It was pretty much a set it and forget it type of a thing for him. And so he opened the IRA for this person, never thought twice about where the money was actually being invested, and so the client lost a lot of money. And so when they lose money, they're seeking help. And typically what we do is we just roll it over for them. It's called the qualified rollover, right? We just roll it over for them inside an indexed annuity. And the indexed annuity is indexed, meaning that it offers a floor. You never lose any money. And then you can actually participate in the gains of the market as well. So you have that. You could roll it over into another IRA if you wanted to. You could roll it over into a variable annuity if you wanted to. You could roll it over into a fixed annuity if you wanted to, or you could just let it sit wherever it is. But it depends on why you want to roll it over, okay? And that, I feel like that's maybe a different topic for a different day, because today we just want to talk about the rules and the guidelines that you have to stay within if you want to actually roll over this money. So the guidelines are very simple. If it's a traditional IRA, it needs to be rolled over into something that has a similar capital gains taxation, which means what? Traditional IRAs, you put your $5,500 into that account for that year. At the end of the year, you don't owe money, you don't owe taxes on that $5,500. Traditional IRAs are tax deferred, right? So you put the money in there, you don't owe taxes on it. The money will grow tax deferred, right? So you don't owe taxes on any of the interest as well, so the interest can compound. And then when you turn 60 or 65, whenever it is that you actually want to pull out the money, then you'll go ahead and pay your taxes on the lump sum that you've pulled out, right? So this is a traditional IRA. Money you put into the account doesn't get taxed that year. The money grows tax deferred, and then when you pull the money out, you get taxed, right? So if you're going to roll over the money that's inside this account, it needs to go into something that's very similar. Meaning what? The money is tax deferred and you don't pay taxes on that money at that point, but then when you decide to pull the money eventually later on, then you're going to end up paying the taxes. Typically, a person will say, okay, well, why do I want to do that if they're going to be pretty much similar, so on and so forth? And the main reason is because this one, your current IRA, is variable and it's at risk to lose value. Whenever you roll it over into a fixed annuity or an indexed annuity, then it's going to be guaranteed not to lose any money at all. You're not guaranteed to earn 20%, and I mean, you're not guaranteed to earn 20% on a traditional IRA either, but you're for sure guaranteed that you're never going to lose any money, right? So that's the one part of it, is that, you know, it's one of those things that is kind of like a no-brainer. But then the second reason why you would want to roll it over is that an indexed annuity, variable annuity, fixed annuity, it offers something called a guaranteed income for life rider that an IRA doesn't offer. Meaning that if you were going to start withdrawing money from your IRA, then it's going to eat away from your principal balance, from your total balance. When you have your money inside an indexed annuity, fixed annuity, so on and so forth, when you have your money inside one of these things that actually has a guaranteed income option, then the balance stays there and you're living off of the interest, because they say we'll guarantee you this much money per year, you know, and you're just living off of interest. So that's the reason. That's one of the reasons why you would probably want to roll it over, and those are the things that you have to keep in mind as far as rolling over the money into a similar account. Now, if you have a Roth IRA, a Roth IRA means, and I don't actually, you know, interesting enough. So let's go black and white for this. So I really don't even know what Roth stands for. I just know what the taxation of it is like, and I feel kind of bad right now. Can you Google it? Are you going to Google it for me? So D-Sauce is going to Google it for me. Deji's going to Google it for me to find out. This is, and Periscope is asking questions. I'm talking, so you guys, hold on. I need to have you guys see what's up. We're actually recording live right now. So the camera is recording. This is going to end up on YouTube, and it's the hashtag Everything Money Show. So I'm not crazy. I'm not talking to myself. People think I'm talking to myself. We're actually shooting. So, and I don't know if this is going to stay in the camera view, so I'm just going to put it back here so the camera doesn't freak out. And so while he's figuring out what the Roth stands for, this is basically what happens, is that, I don't know why I put that on. That's funny. That's going to be funny. He's going to have fun with that in the editing. So while he's figuring out what Roth actually stands for, I'm going to tell you the rules of a Roth IRA. The rules of a Roth IRA are the money that you put inside the account, okay? In a traditional IRA, when you put the money inside the account, you didn't pay taxes that year on that money, income taxes on that money. When you put the money inside a Roth IRA, you have to pay taxes that year, because when it grows and at the end you want to pull your money out, you don't pay taxes then. Right? So you're paying the taxes now on the smaller amount. It's still going to end up growing tax deferred, but then when it gets to the end of the line and you actually want to pull your money out, you don't pay taxes on that. So now, if your money is sitting inside a traditional IRA and you want to roll it over into a Roth IRA, you have to pay the taxes at that moment, right? So when you're rolling it over, you got to pay taxes on that money, right? Or you can check off the mark, you know, check off the box saying that I don't want to pay the taxes right now, but bill me because I do still owe the taxes on this money, right? Because eventually, at the very end, when you decide to pull the money out, you're going to avoid paying taxes. So either you do it now or you just do it later when you're about to pull the money out. So that's what it would be like if you went from something that wasn't being taxed this year to something that is being taxed this year. You have to end up paying taxes somehow at some point, right? So if you're rolling over from a Roth IRA into an annuity, then it would be the same thing as far as the way you're going to get taxed. Typically, they're called TSAs, which stands for tax sheltered annuities, and you would roll over your Roth into that, and it would be, again, similar taxation rules, except what's happening is that you're going to choose that you don't want your accrual of interest to actually be, you know, variable, because Roth IRAs are still the same way. It's going to be variable in accrual, where you can actually lose the value of the dollar or lose the value of your account. On this other side, it's going to be indexed or it's going to be fixed. Like there's going to be a guarantee on it that you won't lose the value of the dollar or lose the value of your money, right? So these are the rules for IRAs. Now, similar to a 401k, we talked about on the last episode, similar to a 401k, a traditional IRA has the 70 and a half rule, meaning what? It's called required minimum distribution, that if you don't pull your money out of that IRA by the time you turn 70 and a half, the IRS is going to take 50% of your money in taxes. Why do they do this? Because at the very beginning, when you opened up your IRA, they gave you permission not to pay taxes that year, right? You put the money in there, you don't pay taxes on it. The money grows, you don't pay taxes on it. So they're counting on you pulling money out of this account at some point so they can get their taxes. And so if you turn 60 and you haven't pulled the money out and you say, I'm going to wait for whatever reason to pull my money out later, they're going to say this, look, you turn 70 and a half. If you haven't started withdrawing the minimum amount that we need you to withdraw so that we can get our cut in taxes, we're just going to take 50%, right? And that's the law for required minimum distribution. Now, on the opposite side of this, if your money is in a Roth IRA and you actually ended up paying taxes this year on that money, then you're not subject to the 70 and a half rule, meaning that if you're 65, if you're 70, if you're 75, and you still don't want to pull the money out of your Roth IRA, you don't have to because you've already paid the taxes on that money. So you're not subject to the 70 and a half rule. And that's one of those things that I feel like, I don't know if some people are misinformed and they think that they never have to pay taxes on their traditional IRA, which they do, and they think that they don't have a required minimum distribution law, which they do. And some people who are in a Roth IRA freak out thinking that they have to pay taxes again or they have these limitations when they actually don't. Now, the only reason why you would go from a Roth IRA to an indexed annuity and actually roll over your Roth IRA is because, again, so you're going to be in a variable account, so you stand to lose the value of your dollar, and then you're going to switch into something that will guarantee not lose, and then you actually get to participate in the gains of the market, and the annuity is going to offer you something called the guaranteed income rider that you can live on the interest. So those are the reasons why somebody would want to roll it over. Now, if you actually searched for this video, because IRA Rollover Rules is actually a pretty common search topic in Google and everything like this. So if you actually searched for this video, then there's a pretty high likelihood that you're looking to roll over your IRA. And if you want to do that, we have licensed consultants available right away for you to speak with. So you can just click on the link below. You might end up talking to me personally. You might end up talking to somebody on our team where everybody's licensed. Everybody knows what they're talking about. And we'd be more than happy to help you out. So if you do that, then you're going to end up speaking with one of us in the next 24 hours, most likely in the same business day. If you don't do that, no big deal. I hope the information was actually valuable to you, and whoever is your broker that you're going to go to, you at least know, you have a pretty good foundation of what the rules are and how you can roll over everything. So, all of that being said, my name is Arman Vakili. This was #EverythingMoney. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment below, share it with all of your friends and family. Go pull some random person over, show them the video, teach them this stuff. This is the kind of stuff that they need to know. And of course, right after the screen is going to blank out, you're going to see all of my personal social media stuff. Make sure to follow me as well, and we'll chat it up and we'll chop it up and we'll see if we can become friends, and maybe we'll go out. And I don't know, actually I don't want to say all that because some people are going to think that we're actually going to go out, and I don't want to attract this kind of attention. So anyway,
William Roth is the guy who...
William Roth is the one who invented it, so that's why it's called the Roth IRA. So it's somebody's last name. It doesn't even stand for anything. Okay, so that's what... I didn't know that. So that's how we're gonna finish the episode. I feel like that was a good episode, and that's a good note to like finish it on. Roth came from William Roth, who's the inventor of... Wait, is it Rothschild or Roth?
No, William Roth. So it's
because you've heard of the Rothschild family.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that like own the world, pretty much.
Originally called an IRA Plus. The idea was proposed by Senator Bob Packwood of Oregon and Senator William Roth of Delaware.
Nice. Okay. And so Roth was the one who actually ended up getting the name. That's pretty cool. I didn't know that. So there you go. We're gonna close the episode like that. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you in the next one.